Today I'm going to tighten up the rear end on the Ford Focus. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here. This is Horus Works. My name is Eric and today we're going to firm up the handling of this car. Well, hopefully anyway. Massive Speed Systems sells a bar which is just over there. That goes in here. So today I'm going to ruin my boot space but hopefully firm up the chassis quite a bit more, I'm told. How much? Let's find out together. But essentially what we're going to do is drill some holes in the body and attach this big piece of bar back there. Well, good thing that didn't hit the car. So I'm going to get cranking here. I'm going to remove this carpet and start drilling some holes. Now, if you're new here and you want to see projects, DIY projects that you can do at home in your garage, make sure you subscribe and click the like button if you're going to like the results on this video. But before I kick things off, I thought the first thing we should do is go for a spin. You see, how do you know if you're going to get a handling improvement if you don't do a before and after? So that's what I'm going to do. Now, as some of you might already know if you've been following along on this channel, is I've done quite a few handling improvements already. I've got lowered springs and better shocks and what else? I've got a rear sway bar on this car already, so it handles pretty good. But I've seen comments that this rear reinforcement bar in the boot really helps tighten up the chassis, and it kind of makes sense, you know, it triangulates everything. So today I'm going to give it a go and see if the results are worth it, so that you can see what the results are. Basically, I'm going to be your guinea pig. If this thing works, try it out. If not, my loss, your gain. You don't have to spend the money like I have. But in any case, this thing, I mean, the Focuses are really well renowned for having good turning anyway. So the jury's out. Is this actually going to do anything? Or is this just the world's most useless $200 piece of iron? Let's find out. Okie dokie, so we're going to be working out the back today. So we're going to pop the boot, remove all the carpet, jack up the car, take off the wheels and go from there. Let's go. Now, of course, before I get super dirty, I'm going to don my absolutely fantastic work gloves. Support the channel, pick up a set of these, really helps me out, and it benefits you too. These are cut proof and they're nitrile coated for super grip. You won't regret it, they're good gloves. So over here we've got this line, and then we've got these pinch welds over here on either side. So if you watch this strut here and this line that comes down, there's your strut, and there's the line back there. So I'm going to drill here, and everything's nice and clear there, so I can keep going. So we're going to get a Sharpie and position it. I'm just going to mark out my holes. Now that I've done that, remove the bar for the moment. There we go, so now I've got my holes marked up. So the next thing I'm going to do is just quickly measure what size drill bit I need. Okay, so I've got one of these which are great. So let's put it in and see. So you always want to go one bigger than what the drill bit fits through. So for me that is 12. Just got to mark that real quick so that it's easy to see. Here we go. We want to go till there. That one has to go through that one. All right. And now for the point of no return, let's put some holes in the body. These are the nuts that were supplied with the strut bar. They'll go in there just like that. That's looking good. Just gonna double check sizing. Yeah, that's good. Alrighty, let's do the rest. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm absolutely no fan of rust, and I've got absolutely no intention to let this car rust now that I've put holes in one of the wettest areas in the car. I'm going to cover these up. It's exposed metal, so I've got myself some metal cover, enamel paint, and I'm going to give it a good dousing. Okay, so while you weren't looking, I did the other side as well. So one side, side two, and I've got everything covered up in enamel paint, good to go. Now, have a look at this. What I've come to realize is when I mount this up here, like I want to, like so, over here, the bar will capture this overlap of sheet metal, but underneath over here it does not. So when you pull this tight, obviously it'll warp the sheet metal. Now I want to stop that as much as I possibly can because I don't want to warp the body of this car. So what I'm going to do is test out a few washers here that will fit in there like that. Now I might go with that one, or I might go with this thicker one over here. I'm not going to know until I start mounting this thing up, and I've got some ready on that side too. So these are the bolts and nuts that you get with the massive strut support thingy back here. I don't know, is this a strut bar? It's more like a reinforcement bar, but whatever it is, you get these bolts and nuts with it and some washers as well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the bolt on the outside, and that is held on, and that's an 8mm hex that will hold that in place. And then I'm going to take the nut, which uses a 17, can you see that, 17, to wind these puppies on from the inside. Alright, so I'm going to prop the bar up into position. Got a couple of these bolts in already, so I've got this one started and this one back here and another one just over there. And the one thing I have noticed is that these things that came with the strut bar itself are proving a little bit short. Let me show you what I mean. So here I've got the ones that came with the bar, and if I put one in like so, basically that happens, right? And that is because we've got a bit of a gap there that we need to pull tight. So that's not going to work. So I'm going to take these bolts, and I got just a bunch of loose hardware that I've kept over the years, and I'm going to take a similar bolt but longer, and I think this one should work. Yeah, that's a bit better. So now I've got something to attach the nut to, and if you use the same thread that came with your bars, then the nuts should go on just fine. Alright, I'm gonna finish bolting this thing together. Okay, So there we go, the bolts are all done up now, both sides, 1, 2, nice and stiff. This thing ain't going nowhere. Right, well, we're almost there. We've got to put the boot carpet back in, and obviously we're going to have to do a bit of cutting. So let's do that real quick. So here are the pieces we're going to need to cut. Obviously there's one on each side of here. And to get this right, I'm pretty sure we're just going to have to take a best guess here. Obviously this part here is sitting over here, over the strut. So I can see that this curves in, so that's this part, and then where it goes straight, that's about where the strut is there. So we want to go a little bit forward to that, so I would say about there. So what I'm going to do, so right about there, I'm going to make a cut. I'm going to feed this on and see what we've got. Go. Looks like I got it pretty good. This side is looking good, so I'm gonna have to trim this side down. Like that. Nice. Pretty good. There we go, that's one side done. Now let's do this side. There we go. I obviously wasn't going to make you watch exactly the same thing twice, but they're both in. Alrighty, so let's put the rest of this carpet in. Boot floor carpet goes in, and the rear parcel shelf goes back on. Ooh, check it out. Well, that's about the nicest piece of scaffolding I've seen in a while. All right, wheels on, let's go for a drive. So here we are, back on the road. What's it feel like? I can definitely feel that the body is stiffer. If anything now, I can feel that it's the springs that are starting to let go, that they're twisting more than usual. I'm very surprised. I wouldn't have thought the hatch area twisted as much as it did, but now that this thing is on, yeah, the body feels stiffer. I'm quite impressed, I must say. So do I recommend it? Yes, I recommend it. Look. This is going to make your ride firmer, so if that's what you want, then by all means do this. If you want a compliant ride, then you don't do this, obviously. Now give yourself half a day to do this. It really isn't difficult. The hardest part for me was putting the bolts in, just lining everything up, and as you saw, I had that little issue with some of the bolts were a little bit too short. I was lucky enough that I had a few little hardware bits lying around, and they got the job done for me. That was the hardest part though, really easy to do. Take off your boot carpet lining, drill some holes, rust proof the holes, and put this thing on, bolt it on. And I gotta say, I wouldn't have thought I'd feel a difference, but even just here, I do. So yeah, worth doing. Now, if you like what you saw, please click the like button, and if you want to see more content from me where I show you how you can do DIY projects on your car at home in your own garage, much like I have today, then make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you want to support the channel, or if you just need some really good quality work gear, then check out these gloves that I used today. I sell these and I highly recommend them. I spent months and months getting these right, and I must say that I'm very happy with them. They're washable, they're reusable, and they're cut proof, so give them a try. But having said all of that, I want to thank you for being here today. This has been a video on how to install a massive speed rear brace, and I'm pretty happy with the results. So enough chit chat from me. If you like what you saw, go ahead and try this on your car. I'll catch you next time.